Happy Monday, year 3. It's the last week before half term, so keep on working really hard for this week. I hope you had a lovely weekend. Today, for the next and then the week after half term, we're going to be looking at addition and subtraction. It's a lot of revision from what we've learned earlier this year. We don't want you to forget the things that you've learned earlier this year in school. So we're going to go through addition and subtraction for the next 2 school weeks, okay? And then we're going to do multiplication and division to really make sure that when you're moving into year 4, you remember all the addition and subtraction, multiplication, division things you learnt for year 4, because it's very, very important. So that's what we've decided to do. So remember, you can follow the lesson by going into library, number, addition and subtraction, and the one we're doing today is in the year 3, so go down past year 2 to year 3, okay? And the one we are looking at today is mixed sums, tens and hundreds, okay? So it'll be really good if you followed along with the lesson, because there's lots of different activities that you can do at the same time. So we have an add and subtract problems game. It says try solving each problem and entering your answer into the box. If you want the animals to show you how to work out the answers, press the play calculation button. So I'm going to do about 2 or 3 of these, and then you can do more if you want to on your lesson, and then we'll move on to page 2. So 7 minus 3 minus 2. Okay, so first I'm going to do 7 minus 3, 7, 6, 5, 4, and then I'm going to do 4 minus 2, 4, 3, 2, so the answer is 2. This should be nice and easy for you, okay? We're going to do one more where we can use the fish to help us. So 5 minus 2, so I know I can cross out 2 of the fish and I'd have 3. But then I want to add on one of the more of the fish, so it would be 4. Okay, these ones should be very, very easy mental revision for you. You should be able to do it in your head, okay? If you need to, you should be counting on your fingers, but you shouldn't need to, okay? So you've got 2, I'm going to plus 4. I can see 4 fish are going to come in. So then I could count them 2, 4, 6. I'm counting the 2s, and then 1's just swum off. So we've got 5 left. Okay, so you can do as many of them as you want. Now we've got a target number game. Click on the numbered rings on the target to shoot an arrow. Select 3 numbers and add them up to make a target number. Okay, there are 10 questions to do here. So the target number is 25. So I need 3 numbers that add up to make 25. Okay, so I'm going to do 1 arrow on the 10, 1 more arrow on the 10, and 1 arrow on the 5, because I know that 10 plus 10 is 20, plus 5 is 25. Now I need one that's 11. Okay, so I'm going to go, I know I need 3 arrows, so I could go a 10 and a 1, but that's only 2 arrows and we don't have a 0 here, so I can't do 10 plus 1. So instead, I'm going to do 5 plus 5 plus 1, because I know 2 5s make a 10, and then you're adding on a 1. So the target number is 17. So I could do again 10 plus 7, but I know 10 plus 7 won't make, it will be 17, but it won't be 3 numbers. Okay, so instead of doing that, I'm going to split 7 into 5 and a 2, and then add on a 10. Okay, now there's more than one answer to some of these. For example, the 17, instead of 5 plus 2 plus 10, I could have done 6 plus 3 plus 10. No, 6 plus 2, 6 plus 1 plus 10, sorry. I was thinking it doesn't quite work in my head. 6 plus 1 plus 10 would make 17. So there could be more than one answer, okay? So give it a go. So now you can choose. Please choose which addition grid you'd like to try. So you could do an addition grid with numbers less than 100, or addition grid with numbers more than 100. I suggest that if you want to challenge, you do numbers more than 100, but I'm going to show you with numbers less than 100. So here we have an addition grid. So you need to do the additions here. So we've got 13, add 40. Now I know that the ones are going to be the same. The ones are going to stay as a 3, but the tens are going to be added together. And I know that 4 plus 1 is 5 tens. Oh, 5 tens. And then I add on my ones, 3 tens, 53. Same with this one. I know my ones are going to stay as a 6, but my tens, 4 plus 2, are going to add together to make a 6, 66. 40, 50, 60, 70. 40, 50, 60, 70. I've added my tens, and then I've got 4 left over. Okay, I'm going to do the top line and then the next line, but I'm not going to do them all because it's a waste of your time. 4, 5, 6, so 6 in the tens and 7 left over. 4 plus 2 is 6 and 4 left over. Now these ones are nice and easy because we're only adding 10. So I know 13 would go to 23, 26 would be to 36, 30 and plus 10 is 40, 34 plus 10 is 44, 27 plus 10 is 37, and 24 plus 10 is 34. So it'd be brilliant if you could complete the whole grid. I'm not going to do any more, but it would be great if you did the whole grid. And remember, you've got that choice of doing grid 1 with numbers less than 100 or challenging yourself to grid 2 with more than 100. If you want to do both, that is even better. So here is the pyramid game. Now I'm just going to model this game so that you know how to play it. What you do when you do a pyramid game is you have to add the numbers on the bottom to make the number on top. Okay, so 8 plus 1 is 9. 8 plus 46. Now this one is a little bit more tricky. Okay, you may have wanted to write it down, and you might have some paper and pencil as a column addition, or you could count it on your fingers. 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. One other way of doing it, another cheat way of doing it, would be to add 10 and then take away 2. Because we know 46 add 10 would be 56, and then we take away 2 to make 54. It's your choice of how you do it. If you got 54, that's absolutely fine, no matter what way you did it. Brilliant. And then 54 plus 9. Again, I'm going to do the similar method to this. I'm going to add on 10 and then take away 1. So 54 plus 10 is 64. Then I'm taking away 1, 63. Okay, remember these number bond work is really important. This one's ever so slightly different because what you do is you can see that 7 is the top number, so 6 plus something must equal 7, and we know 6 plus 1 equals 7. This one, we're going to add on 6 to 49. Now I know that it was 50, it would be, if I rounded this one up to 50 and rounded this one down to 5, then it will be 55. Or you could do it on your fingers, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. Then I've got 55 plus 7. I could do that on my fingers, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. It would not matter which way you got there as long as you got there. Okay, I'm going to leave the last one because I want to move on. But remember, you can give this a go on your own. You could even if you don't have the lesson up for any reason that you can't get to the lesson or you can't find it, you could pause the screen now and write it on some paper. So please do that if you can't get out the lesson. It's really important. Okay, I'm going to move on. This one is a little bit more different because it's got 3 different levels. Okay, so we've got 10 plus 4. 14, 4 plus 1, 5, and 1 plus 26, 27. That first level was quite easy. It's going to get a little bit harder now. 14 plus 5. Now, if I know it's 15 plus 5, be 20, and I know that 14 is 1 less than 15, so I know this is 19. 27 plus 5 I can do that with my fingers, or if I know my number bonds of 7 plus 5, I can do that as well. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. And finally, adding these two together, I'm going to do 32 plus 20, take away 1. Now we're going to look more at this method tomorrow, but 32 plus 20 would give me 52, and then I will be taking away 1 because it's not 20, it's 19, would give me 51. Okay, so you can either have a go at these next two rounds on your own, or you can pause the screen and have a go at this one. Okay, if you write it down on paper, it might help you. Okay, so I'm going to move on now, but I'm hoping that you can either get the lesson on your own, or you can pause the screen and at least do this one. So there are 10 rounds of this. I'm going to show you 3. The monkey is doing some subtractions. He's doing 73 bananas, take away 71 bananas. Now I can see that 7 tens take away 7 tens would give me 0 tens. So I know it's going to be a 1-digit answer, and we can actually see that bananas here are only 1 digit. And we know that 3 take away 1 is 2. So I know that 73 take away 71 equals 2. And you could use a column method to show you that if you wanted to. We're going to be looking more at column methods, reminding you of column methods next week. 79 plus 83. Okay, now this one is a bit more tricky. It would be useful to use a column method for this one. Okay, so I know that 9 plus 3 gives me 12. And I know that if I've got a 12, I can't put that in the ones column. The 2 can go in the ones column, but the 1 has to move into the tens column. So I know now I have an 8 plus a 7 plus a 1. And 8 plus 7 is 15, plus 1 is 16. So I know this answer is 162. Now that's very hard to do in your head. Okay, it would be better if you wrote that one down. Final one that I'm going to show you would be 27 take away 26. I know that there's only one number between, there's no numbers between 26 and 27. The difference between them is 1, so it's 1. Okay, moving on. You can play this game as well. Okay, I'm not going to do this one, I'm going to skip through it, but it would be great if you did it. I'll read out the instructions so that if you're following along with the lesson while I'm speaking and you're pausing it in between, you don't have to read it yourself. A number will appear in the black box. Click to catch an alien holding the calculation that matches the number. So this time you're giving the answer and you've got to work out the calculation that gives the answer. Be careful. If you click on the wrong alien, you can lose a life. Okay, so you've got 3 lives and 2 minutes to complete that game. So I'm going to go through these ones though. Click and match each calculation to the correct answer. Okay, so we've got some calculations here, which luckily are in only hundreds. Okay, there are no tens and no ones, so it's actually quite easy to do these subtractions or additions. Okay, we've got to work out the right answers. So I know 900 minus 200. Let's start with this one. 900, then it would go to 800 and to 700. 900 to 800 is taking away 100. 800 to 700 is taking away another 100. 300 plus 300, I know 3 plus 3, or 3 doubled, is 6, so the answer must be 600. 100 plus 200, 1 plus 2 is 3, so the answer must be 300. 300 minus 200, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so 3 minus 2 is 1, so 300 minus 200 must be 100. 800 minus 400, now I know 800 halved would be 400. Okay, so 400 plus 400 would be 800, so 800 take away 400 is 400. 300 plus 500. I'm going to start with the bigger number when I'm adding on. It's always easier to start with a bigger number, and because it's a commutative law, it means it doesn't matter in addition which one goes first. So I'm going to start with a 500, 600, 700, 800. 800 minus 300, 800, 700, 600, 500. So finally I know that 900 minus 700 must equal 200. So our final score is beat the clock. Okay, still not getting anyone giving me the answers in the blog. I'd love it to see how much you get and tell me, okay, because it'll be really good to see that you're interacting with the video. Have a brilliant rest of your day. Enjoy your MyMaths My Portal login work. Okay, don't forget to do it today, and I'll see you again tomorrow.